Okay, this is to help you figure out how to do these verb conjugations and synopses. We went over already the endings. These are personal endings. These are the endings that indicate what person is the subject. So for first person, the subject is I, the endings are O or sometimes M. For second person, you, ending is S. For she, he, or it, the ending is T. For we, which is first person plural, the ending is mus. For second person plural, you again, or y'all, or you guys, that's tis. And for plural, they, the ending is nt. So pay attention to those endings and you'll always know what the subject is. Latin will usually not write in pronouns. Now you're going to need those endings because we're going to start using first conjugation verbs in our compositions. So you know it's a first conjugation verb because it will have, stop that, because it will have an A. Hey, cut it out. It'll have an A in this. I'm pushing a button in the second principal part. It'll have an A right there. This guy, right? It will have 4 principal parts, and you need to know all 4 principal parts, so why not learn them now, even though you won't be needing them for a little while. This is the most important one, though, right there. That second principal part has to have an A in it. It will usually be long. In one case, it won't be. All right, so now you need to know how to make that verb in Latin. This verb means love. Amo, amare, amavi, amatus means love. So how do I say I love? See this ending right there? That's the word, that's the ending that says I. And you can see it right here in the first principal part. When you're translating in the present tense, the first person singular is always the first principal part. So it's given to you there, so you can just write it here. First person singular of love, I love, amo. And so that translates I love. There's other ways to translate that too. You could say I am loving. As long as it is happening in present time, it takes the present tense. If you want to say you love, then here's what I need. I need this principal part right here, the second principal part, but I'm going to take away the final RE. And what that's going to leave me is the stem. So I'm going to write that stem right here, ama. And now I'm going to take my personal ending that says you, second person singular, and I'm going to put it on the end. That says amas, amas, and that says you love. All by itself with no pronoun. That whole thing says you love. You get the you from the ending and love from the stem. It could also say you are loving if you want. You get the idea so far? It's going to keep going in the present tense. If I want to say he, she, or it loves or is loving, stem plus ending. And then in the plural, we love, ama, and then the first person plural ending, mus. Second person, you all love, ama, tis. Third person plural, they love, amant. Now you might notice that I've left off macrons in a couple of places, right here and right here. That's on purpose. There's a rule for when they use macrons and when they don't. We can go over that if you want to later. All right, so that's the present tense. What if I want to use a different tense? Like a past tense. The first past tense in Latin you're going to learn, there's more than one past tense. It's called the imperfect tense. And that one translates like this. I was loving. Or it can also mean I loved, but in a very particular way. It means I loved as in every day I loved that person, as opposed to once I loved. That's actually the perfect tense, and we're going to learn that later. Okay, so if I want to make this tense in Latin, I'm going to need 3 things now. The first one is going to be my stem again. There it is. I'm also going to need my endings. So what is my ending for the first person? It used to be O, but look over here. Remember how you had the M too? Here's where the M is going to come in. In the imperfect tense, you're going to use the M. And there's going to be another thing. To make the imperfect, it's going to be a little bit different from the present. I have to use what is called an infix. That is something that comes in the middle of the word. Not an ending, not a stem, but an infix. And here's the infix. Ba. Ba. So if I want to say, I was loving, here's the word, amabam. This part tells you love, that's the stem. This part tells you it's first person singular, so the subject is I. And this part here tells you the tense. That infix is also called a tense marker. So compare that up here. Amo, I love. Amabam, I was loving. Now, if you want to change the person, so change the subject to you were loving, all I do is change the ending. I used to keep my stem the same, ama, my ending the same, and the infix the same, and I change the ending to amabas. You were loving. What if I want to say she was loving? Amabat. See, notice I'm leaving off the macron again there. That's on purpose. And we were loving. Amabamus. Feel like you're starting to get the hang of it? What does this say? Amabatis. You all were loving. And amabant. They were loving. Okay? Now wait. What if you want to say that something's going to happen tomorrow? It's going to be very similar. I'm still going to have my stem, ama, and I'm still going to have my ending. I'm going to start here in this one. Ready? Okay. There's my stem. Here's my ending. I'm going to have a different infix now. The infix for the future is not ba, but bi. Bi. B and a short I. So watch. Ama bit says I will love. Will, because it's indicating future time. So compare these three. Ama bit, I will love. Ama bat, I was loving. And come on back now. It's not going to show it to me. Amat, present tense, like this. Amat, he or she or it is loving. All right, let's go up now. Ma bis. Amabis. What does that say? You will love. And what if I want to say I will love? Should be this, right? It's not that. No, sorry. Keep the ending in O. And the O is going to swallow that I. So amabo. Amabo. And if I want it to be plural, ma bi mus, we will love. Ma bi tis, you all will love, second person plural, and then third person plural, they will love. Ma, here's my ending, nt, and something weird is going to happen. Say bint a bunch of times, and you'll find out that over the course of 1,000 years, it turns into a U. Amabunt. Why does it turn into a U? Because it's hard to say I and then n right next to each other, so it's much easier to say bunt than bint. I don't know why, it's a linguistic thing, but just remember, it doesn't go bint, it goes bunt. Maybe you remember this guy who used to play baseball? His name was Bo Jackson. If you remember that Bo Jackson always will bunt, then you got the vowel combination and the tense, because it's always will, right? So Bo will, here's the I in will, bunt. Okay, that's a little mnemonic device.